The logo of the 12th Heidelberg Laureate Forum appears centered on the cover slide, then shifts left. On the right, text fades in. 12th Heidelberg Laureate Forum with the date 14th to 19th September, 2025. Schwetzingen Palace from the outside. People walk through the palace garden toward the entrance and go in together. The bright dining hall with chandeliers on the ceiling is festively decorated. All tables are occupied. A man in a traditional costume glares grimly into the camera. Various scenes show table conversations between guests and laureates. Rachel Thomas and Marianne Freiberger stand in front of Schwetzingen Palace, speaking to the camera. During their announcement, brief shots are shown of the people they will later interview in this vlog.
It's lovely to celebrate the first full day of the 12th Heidelberg Laureate Forum here at the beautiful palace in Schwetzingen.
In today's vlog, we meet our first two laureates, Vinton Cerf and Leslie Lamport. As Vinton says, the range of activities here at the HLF is truly kaleidoscopic, and we hear about some of them from mathematicians Ulrike Tillmann and Corinna Ulcigrai.
But first, let's go speed networking with some of the young researchers.
Short clips of the speed networking in the foyer of the new university. In the hallway, a woman speaks into a megaphone as participants shake hands and greet each other. Brief scenes show small conversation groups in the university courtyard. People are enjoying their time together. Marianne stands with young researcher Juniper Calderon, an American, in the courtyard, both facing the camera. She asks him a question and turns toward him.
We've just done the speed networking here at the first day of the HLF. Juniper, how did you enjoy the speed networking?
Oh, I mean, it was quite lovely. It's pretty funny. I actually ran into a couple people that I've already, spoken with. The great part of this event is you can run it, just talk to anybody around.
Marianne with young researcher Yuri Almeida, a Brazilian, in the university courtyard.
So in this 1 minute that you had during the speed networking to talk to other young researchers, what did you say about the kind of mathematics that you're interested in?
I'm interested in functional analysis, and I try to and I like vector measures, and I try to translate some results from functional analysis in the language of vector measures, and translating the results from one to the other.
Marianne with young researcher Bhutan Rahman, an alumnus of the 8th HLF 2020 in the university courtyard.
So in delay differential equation, I give them that example like shower problem. So because it takes time when you open the tap or hot water, it takes time to get it to the tap. So this time we call it delay. So and then it oscillates until we get, we play with the tabs until we get the desired water. So this creates an oscillation.
Marianne with young researcher Gargi Ghosh, an Indian in the university courtyard.
It's only the first day of the HLF, the first proper day of the HLF. Is there already one thing that you know you're going to remember forever?
The spark session in the beginning of this day.
Short sequences show laureates Sanjeev Arora, Vinton Gray Cerf, and Madhu Sudan on the auditorium stage. The audience laughs. An audience member takes a photo with a phone. Rachel Thomas with Tom Crawford in the courtyard. She speaks to the camera, then turns to him. While Tom speaks, brief shots of laureate Madhu Sudan, laureate Richard S. Sutton, and laureate Vinton Gray Cerf on the auditorium stage are shown. The audience applauds.
I'm here with Tom Crawford, who moderated the Spark session this morning. Tom, the Spark session is quite a different format to usual. What do you think brings it to life?
The fact that it's short. So the fact that the laureates have 10, 15 minutes max to try and get an idea across, I think it's a challenge for them, but I think that's part of the fun, and it helps them, I think, to clarify their thoughts, their message into something pretty succinct and pretty small that can then hopefully spark a conversation.
Various camera angles of the poster session. Young researchers stand in front of posters, engaged in conversation, pointing at them. Laureates talk with young researchers. A press photographer takes a photo of a poster. Rachel Thomas sits in an empty lecture hall with Ulrike Tillmann.
I'm here with Ulrike Tillmann, who's moderating the Kaleidoscope of Mathematics and Computer Science panel session tomorrow. Your session, the Kaleidoscope session, explores the multifaceted nature of maths and computer science, both in terms of the research but also in terms of careers. For the young researchers here, what's your advice when they're picking a career direction, a research direction?
I think from my point of view, it's always you should go for something that really grabs you, that you are interested in exploring, because it's something that you might be stuck with for life. But I think it's also you probably then also ask the right questions and will be driven to find the answers that are meaningful. So I think it's very much something you need to get excited about.
You're the director of the Isaac Newton Institute in Cambridge, which also is about bringing together different groups of researchers. As a mathematician, why do you think it's important to know about work going on beyond your immediate area?
There's so many different reasons why you need to know about work going on beyond. It's partially to enrich your own academic outlook. You are going to guide maybe later on other papers. You need to understand the context of your own research is extremely important. But in terms of the Newton Institute, what we're really trying to do is that often different subject areas come together, because it's actually not necessarily all that different either. Actually, there are overlapping research techniques or overlapping questions. Similar questions come up in different areas, and the exchange, and often it's literally translating words and concepts, is just so powerful, because suddenly the results from one area can be translated in another area. So I think that's absolutely important.
A larger group sets off for the city tour through Heidelberg's old alleys. The tour guide points to the statue of Elector Karl Theodor. The group stands on the old bridge in Heidelberg with the castle in the background. A group photo is taken on the old bridge. Marianne Freiberger in an empty lecture hall with Corinna Ulcigrai.
I'm now here with Corinna Ulcigrai, who is a professor of mathematics at the University of Zurich. You work in dynamical systems, and in the past I've really enjoyed writing about your work on mathematical billiards.
I did a fantastic job of it.
Why is this abstract form of billiards interesting? Why do people study it?
So, mathematical billiards are an important example for two reasons. First of all, they actually appear in applications. So,
an animation of a mathematical billiard simulation is shown in full screen.
they can be used as models of many types of systems, from acoustics to optics, and also mathematical physical systems can be described through billiards. But most interestingly for me, I'm a pure mathematician, so I'm interested in the mechanisms behind chaos and chaotic features. And mathematical billiards, as a famous mathematician Anatol Katok once said, are the great playground for mathematicians who study dynamics, because they are a simple model in which you can already see and identify and explore many chaotic features.
Now, you said in the Kaleidoscope session that when you were at Princeton, Marianne was also there. She's, of course, a Fields medalist, and she sadly passed away since then. And you said you found her very inspirational. In what way did she inspire you?
Now, first of all, I knew her personally, so she was just a few years older than me. So I was a young PhD student in Princeton when she was an assistant professor there. So I saw her really as a role model. And then, of course, she's done incredible mathematics, and one of her main results with Alice Eskin, known as magic wand theorem, because of the magic that it performs. It's something that I've used in my own research on mathematical billiards. So I also used her mathematics. I had a lot of personal discussions with her also about motherhood, being a mother and a mathematician at the same time, because she had a young daughter. Actually, she passed away when her daughter Anahita was only 5 years old. But in the years before, we had a lot of chats of how to be a mom and a mathematician, and she was also a mentor to me, also from this point of view.
Several young researchers presenting on stage in auditorium. Marianne Freiberger sits with two laureates on a wall in front of the university.
I'm now here with two of the laureates, Cerf and Leslie Lamport. Leslie, you've produced a guide on how to give a talk at the HLF. What is the most important tip that you have for speakers in that guide?
I think the thing about keeping track of time, it seems to be that if you can't keep within the time that is allotted to you, it just seems like a sign of incompetence.
Now, you've both been coming to the HLF for a very long time now. Why do you think that everybody who's in maths or computer science should come to the HLF at least once?
Vinton Cerf answers.
I would come for two different reasons. The first one is to see old friends like Leslie, and the other one is to meet new friends in the form of students. And you would be surprised.
A large group of people networking with close-ups of a smaller group at a standing table in the university courtyard.
How much interaction happens after the forum is over. I usually carry about 200 business cards with me, and by the time I'm done, they're all gone. And the students often get in touch after the fact. And so for me, this is a continuation of a discussion. I always look forward to that.
Leslie Lamport answers.
For the young researchers, it's really, I think, to meet their peers, but peers from all over the world.
And could you each give me one of the most memorable interactions that you've had at an HLF?
Vinton Cerf answers.
It is a kaleidoscopic experience. I mean, that's a fair description of this, because you turn the crank and there's somebody else to talk to. The genuine part about it is that everyone that we talk to, that I've talked to anyway, is there because they wanted to be there. They tried very hard to get in, with the filters. This year, when one of the students now comes back as a laureate, that was especially cool and satisfying because it didn't take very long.
You talked about a kaleidoscopic experience, and now tomorrow there's a really important session on karaoke night. Do you have a favorite karaoke song?
Oh gosh. Well, first of all, you wouldn't want to hear me trying to render anything.
It's karaoke, anyone can sing.
Anybody can sing anything. Well, I like Gilbert and Sullivan, actually. When I was a lad, I served a term as office boy to the attorney's firm. I washed the windows and I scrubbed the floor and I polished up the handle on the big front door. And you don't want to listen to any more of that.
Oh, I'm going to hear that tomorrow night, I'm sure. Do you have a...
Leslie Lamport sings.
Polished up the handle so carefully that now he is the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
We should do a duet.
There we go.
Many people in the foyer during a coffee break. Close-up of a group during a coffee break. Master of ceremonies, Pedro Andrade takes a selfie with 3 women. They all laugh. Raphael Long talks to a group at a standing table in the university courtyard. A man plays a black trumpet. A diverse group waves their arms to the karaoke music, having fun. A man and a woman sing into a microphone as a group gathers around them, listening. Rachel Thomas and Marianne Freiberger stand in the courtyard in front of the camera, with a busy scene of young researchers in the background.
I can't believe it. As well as being laureates, Vinton and Leslie have such beautiful voices.
They do, and they can prove that tonight because we're now here at the karaoke and currywurst evening.
In the next vlog, we'll find out about the hot topic at this year's Heidelberg Laureate Forum, the AI revolution and its impact on maths and science.
But first, let's go grab the mic.
A few scenes of karaoke are shown. People sing into microphones and have fun. The audience waves their arms.